Hey everyone, Justin from Adventures Away, and welcome to Cruise University. Whether you've never stepped foot on a cruise ship before, or you're looking to brush up on everything before your next vacation, you've come to the right place. Over the next several lessons, we're going to walk through every step of planning and enjoying a cruise vacation, from deciding which cruise line is right for you, all the way to walking off the ship at the end of your trip. By the time you're finished with this course, you'll know how to avoid many of the mistakes first-time cruisers make, how to choose the best cruise for your family and budget, and how to make the most of every day on board. Think of this as the complete beginner's guide to cruising, combining everything we've covered throughout Cruise University into one comprehensive masterclass. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get started. The first decision you'll make isn't which ship to sail or what cabin to book. It's choosing the cruise line that best matches the kind of vacation you're looking for. One of the biggest misconceptions people have is believing that every cruise line offers the same experience. While they all take you to beautiful destinations, the atmosphere on board, entertainment, food, pricing, and overall vibe can be dramatically different. Choosing the right cruise line can honestly make the difference between an unforgettable vacation and one that leaves you wondering what all the hype was about. Let's start with Royal Caribbean, one of the most recognizable cruise lines in the world. If someone asks me for a recommendation and gives me very little information about themselves, Royal Caribbean is usually where I start. The reason is simple: it appeals to almost everyone. Families love the incredible attractions like surf simulators, rock climbing walls, zip lines, ice skating rinks, bumper cars, skydiving simulators, and some of the biggest water slides you'll find at sea. Couples appreciate the wide variety of restaurants, bars, entertainment venues, and relaxing adult-only solarium areas. Even multi-generational families often find Royal Caribbean to be the perfect balance because there's something for grandparents, parents, teenagers, and younger children alike. Royal Caribbean's fleet ranges from smaller ships to some of the largest cruise ships ever built. If you're looking for non-stop excitement, the Oasis class and Icon class ships are hard to beat. They're practically floating cities packed with neighborhoods, dozens of dining venues, Broadway-style productions, aqua shows, and activities that could easily keep you busy for a week without ever repeating the same thing twice. On the other hand, if you prefer something a little more manageable while still having plenty to do, the Quantum-class ships like Odyssey of the Seas and Anthem of the Seas strike an excellent balance. They still offer incredible features, but are often easier to navigate and can visit destinations that some of the larger ships simply can't. Next up is Carnival Cruise Line, often referred to as America's Cruise Line. Carnival has built its reputation around offering fun, affordable vacations that don't require spending a fortune. If you're traveling with friends, planning a family reunion, celebrating a birthday, or simply looking for a relaxed atmosphere where everyone is encouraged to have a good time, Carnival may be exactly what you're looking for. The entertainment tends to be energetic, the pool decks are lively, and you'll usually find plenty of music, comedy, trivia, games, and activities happening throughout the day. Carnival also offers excellent value for first-time cruisers because their fares are often among the lowest in the industry. That allows many families to experience cruising for the first time without making a huge financial commitment. While Carnival ships may not always have the same level of technological innovation as Royal Caribbean's newest vessels, they make up for it with fun, approachable experiences and an atmosphere where guests generally don't take themselves too seriously. Norwegian Cruise Line brings something unique to cruising with its freestyle cruising concept. Instead of assigned dining times and more traditional cruise schedules, Norwegian emphasizes flexibility. You eat when you want, dress how you want, and build your vacation around your own schedule. That freedom appeals to travelers who don't want to feel locked into a rigid itinerary. Norwegian also offers excellent entertainment, including Broadway productions on many ships, impressive observation lounges on vessels sailing Alaska, and one of the strongest specialty dining programs in the industry. If nightlife is important to you, Norwegian deserves serious consideration. Their entertainment often continues well into the evening with live music, comedy clubs, themed parties, and numerous bars spread throughout the ship. For travelers who enjoy having plenty of choices without feeling overly formal, Norwegian offers an excellent middle ground. Now let's talk about MSC Cruises. MSC has grown tremendously in North America over the last several years, and one of its biggest strengths is value. It's not uncommon to find MSC offering the same itinerary as another major cruise line for hundreds of dollars less per cabin. That's one of the reasons so many budget-conscious travelers have started giving MSC a closer look. MSC also brings a distinctly European influence to cruising. You'll notice it in the ship design, international passenger mix, cuisine, and overall atmosphere. Their ships are absolutely beautiful, often featuring stunning crystal staircases, elegant atriums, and modern architecture that feels much more upscale than the price would suggest. The pizza on board is among the best you'll find on any mainstream cruise line, and the buffet offers an impressive variety of international options. There are some differences that first-time cruisers should know before booking MSC. Announcements are often made in several languages. Dining can feel more European in style, and service may be a little different than what many American travelers expect. None of those are necessarily negatives, they're simply differences. If you go into the cruise understanding that MSC offers its own unique experience, instead of expecting it to be identical to Royal Caribbean or Carnival, many people come away pleasantly surprised by the value they receive. Disney Cruise Line is exactly what many families imagine when they think of a Disney vacation. The service is exceptional, the ships are immaculate, and Disney's storytelling is woven into nearly every aspect of the experience. Character meet and greets, Broadway-caliber productions, themed restaurants, fireworks at sea on select sailings, and immersive kids clubs make Disney incredibly appealing for families with younger children. Of course, all of that comes at a price. Disney is frequently one of the most expensive mainstream cruise lines. If your children absolutely love Disney characters and you're comfortable spending more for that experience, it's often worth it. However, if your family is simply looking for a fun cruise and isn't specifically interested in Disney, you'll usually get much more vacation for your money elsewhere. Celebrity Cruises appeals to travelers looking for a more refined experience. Think modern luxury rather than formal luxury. Celebrity ships feature elegant decor, outstanding food, beautiful accommodations, and a more relaxed atmosphere compared to family-focused lines. While children are certainly welcome on board, Celebrity naturally attracts more couples, empty nesters, and adults who appreciate quieter pool decks, upscale dining, and sophisticated entertainment. Virgin Voyages completely reimagined what cruising could look like. These adults-only ships eliminate many traditional cruise experiences in favor of something much more modern. There are no buffets, gratuities are included, Wi-Fi is included, fitness classes are included, and specialty restaurants are included in your cruise fare. The entertainment is unlike anything you'll find elsewhere, and the ships appeal especially to younger adults, couples, and travelers looking for a vacation that feels more like a boutique hotel than a traditional cruise. Finally, let's talk about Oceania Cruises. While many people immediately think of luxury when they hear the name, Oceania occupies an interesting position in the premium market. Their focus isn't on water slides or Broadway productions. It's on exceptional cuisine, destination-rich itineraries, smaller ships, and personalized service. If your dream vacation revolves around exploring incredible ports while enjoying some of the best food at sea, Oceania deserves serious consideration. So how do you actually choose between all of these cruise lines? Start by asking yourself a few simple questions. Are you traveling with children? Are you celebrating a special occasion? Is your priority saving money, enjoying incredible food, relaxing by the pool, or experiencing non-stop activities? There's no universally perfect cruise line. The best cruise line is simply the one that matches your travel style. Now that you've selected a cruise line, it's time for the next major decision, choosing the right ship. This is where many first-time cruisers accidentally make a mistake. They assume every ship within the same cruise line offers the same experience, but that's far from the truth. Let's use Royal Caribbean as an example. Sailing on Grandeur of the Seas is a completely different experience than sailing on Icon of the Seas. One offers a more traditional cruise vacation with fewer attractions, while the other offers enough activities to rival many land-based resorts. The same idea applies across almost every cruise line. Older ships often have fewer amenities but may visit unique destinations and usually cost less. Newer ships tend to feature the latest attractions, technology, restaurants, and entertainment, but generally come with higher prices. Think about how much time you'll actually spend on board. If you're taking a 7-night Caribbean cruise with 4 sea days, you'll have plenty of opportunities to enjoy the ship itself. In that case, paying extra for a ship packed with attractions may absolutely be worth it. On the other hand, if you're sailing an itinerary where you're in port nearly every day, you may not use many of those features. In that situation, booking an older ship could save hundreds or even thousands of dollars without significantly impacting your overall vacation. One of the biggest questions first-time cruisers ask is how long their first cruise should be. While 3- and 4-night cruises are often the cheapest, They also tend to attract larger party crowds because they're perfect for weekend getaways. They're great if your goal is simply seeing whether cruising is for you, but they can feel rushed. By the time you've learned where everything is on the ship, it's almost time to head home. A 5-night cruise offers a nice balance between affordability and giving yourself enough time to settle into the cruise experience. However, if your schedule and budget allow, I usually recommend a 7-night cruise for cruisers. You'll have enough sea days to truly experience everything your ship has to offer while still visiting several exciting ports. The pace feels much more relaxed, and you'll return home feeling like you've actually had a vacation instead of a quick getaway. Destination matters just as much as the ship. Caribbean cruises remain the most popular because they're convenient, warm year-round, and offer beautiful beaches, snorkeling, shopping, and private islands. Alaska provides breathtaking glaciers, wildlife, and incredible scenery. Europe focuses heavily on history and culture, while destinations like Hawaii, Australia, and Asia each offer completely different experiences. Remember that your itinerary should match your interests. If you're someone who loves spending time on the ship, don't book a cruise with 6 ports in 7 days. Likewise, if your goal is exploring as many destinations as possible, you probably don't want an itinerary with 4 sea days. Finding that balance is one of the keys to booking a cruise you'll truly enjoy. Another important factor is the departure port. Sometimes driving a few extra hours can save hundreds of dollars on airfare and cruise fare. Ports like Miami Port Canaveral, Fort Lauderdale, Galveston, New York, Tampa, Seattle, Los Angeles, and Cape Liberty all offer different ships and itineraries. Before booking the first cruise you see online, compare a few departure ports to see whether another option offers better value. As you continue planning your cruise, you'll quickly realize that choosing the cruise line and ship are only the beginning. One of the biggest decisions you'll make next is selecting your cabin. Where your cabin is located can have a major impact on your vacation, affecting everything from convenience and noise levels to motion sickness and even how well you sleep. Trust me, spending just a little extra time choosing the right cabin now can make a huge difference once you're on board. Now that you've picked your cruise line, selected the right ship, and found an itinerary that fits your vacation style, it's time to make one of the biggest decisions of the booking process, choosing your cabin. This is something many first-time cruisers don't think much about. They see a price, choose the cheapest room available, and assume they'll barely spend any time there anyway. While it's true that you'll hopefully be out enjoying everything the ship has to offer, your cabin is still where you'll sleep, shower, recharge, and get away from the crowds. The wrong cabin can leave you dealing with constant noise, long walks, or more ship movement than you expected. The right cabin, on the other hand, can make your vacation noticeably more enjoyable. Let's start with the 4 main cabin categories you'll see on nearly every cruise line: interior, ocean view, balcony, and suite. Each has its own advantages, and none of them are right or wrong. It really comes down to how you like to vacation and how much you're comfortable spending. An interior cabin is the most affordable option and the one many first-time cruisers choose. These cabins don't have windows, which means they stay incredibly dark when the lights are off. Believe it or not, many experienced cruisers actually prefer this because they sleep better without sunlight waking them up early every morning. If you're the type of traveler who plans to spend almost all day exploring the ship, relaxing by the pool, or enjoying ports of call, an interior cabin can be an excellent value. Why spend hundreds of dollars more on a balcony if you're only going to be in your room to shower and sleep? That said, interior cabins aren't for everyone. Some people begin to miss natural light after a few days, and if you've never stayed in a windowless room before, it can feel a little closed in at first. If you're someone who enjoys sitting quietly in your room with a morning coffee while looking outside, you may find yourself wishing you'd upgraded. The next option is an ocean view cabin. These cabins include a window or porthole, but don't have a private balcony. Ocean view rooms offer a great middle ground between price and comfort. You still get natural daylight, can watch the ocean from your room, and often feel like the cabin is larger simply because you can see outside. For many first-time cruisers, especially families, ocean view cabins offer excellent value without a huge jump in price. Then there's the balcony cabin, which has become the most popular choice for many cruisers. Having your own private outdoor space completely changes the experience. Imagine waking up in the morning, opening your sliding glass door, and watching the sun rise over the ocean while enjoying a cup of coffee. At the end of the day, You can sit outside with a drink, listen to the waves, and enjoy the peacefulness that you simply don't get on the busy pool deck. Balcony cabins are especially worthwhile on scenic itineraries like Alaska, Norway, New Zealand, or the Panama Canal, where the scenery is constantly changing. Instead of fighting crowds on the public decks, you can enjoy incredible views from your own private space. In the Caribbean, whether a balcony is worth the extra money depends on your vacation style. If you plan to spend most of your time at the pool or exploring ports, you may not use it as much. But if you enjoy relaxing in private, many cruisers will tell you they'll never book anything less than a balcony again after experiencing one. Finally, we have suites. Suites vary dramatically depending on the cruise line, but they generally include much larger accommodations, upgraded bathrooms, more storage space, premium dining options, priority boarding, concierge service, exclusive lounges, reserved seating for shows, and sometimes access to private restaurants and sun decks. Suites provide an incredible experience, but they're also significantly more expensive. Unless those additional perks are important to you, many travelers find that a balcony cabin offers the best balance between comfort and value. Now that you've chosen a cabin category, it's time to talk about location. Believe it or not, where your cabin is located can be just as important as the cabin itself. If you're prone to motion sickness, you'll generally want a cabin that's located in the middle of the ship on a lower deck. The center of the ship experiences the least amount of movement because it's closest to the ship's center of gravity. Cabins located high up and toward the front or back of the ship tend to feel more movement, especially in rough seas. Speaking of the front and back of the ship, let's talk about the differences. Cabins at the very front often offer incredible views, but they also experience the most motion. If you're sailing through rough weather, you'll definitely notice it. Cabins at the very back can also feel more movement. Watching the ship disappear into the horizon behind you while relaxing on your balcony is something many experienced cruisers consider worth every penny. Noise is another factor that people often overlook. Before selecting your cabin, always look at the deck plans. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is booking directly underneath the pool deck, buffet, or jogging track. Every morning before sunrise, crew members begin moving chairs, cleaning the decks, and preparing for the day. That scraping noise can become your unexpected alarm clock every morning. The same goes for cabins located directly above theaters, nightclubs, music venues, or busy lounges. While cruise ships are designed with sound insulation, bass from live music and late-night entertainment can still travel into nearby cabins. If you're someone who likes going to bed early, these locations can become frustrating. Another area many experienced cruisers try to avoid is underneath the galley or kitchen for the main dining room. Crew members are constantly moving carts, dishes, and equipment, often very early in the morning or late into the evening. Again, checking the deck plans before booking can save you from these surprises. Personally, one of my favorite locations is midship with cabins above and below. That usually means you're surrounded by other guest cabins instead of public spaces, making for a much quieter experience. It's also convenient because you're not constantly walking the entire length of the ship every time you want to grab lunch or attend a show. Speaking of walking, remember that these ships are enormous. On the newest Royal Caribbean ships, you can easily walk several miles each day without even realizing it. While some people enjoy that extra exercise, others appreciate being located closer to the elevators. There's no perfect answer here. Just think about what works best for your travel style. Another decision you'll encounter during booking is whether to let the cruise line assign your cabin or choose your own. Guarantee cabins often save money because the cruise line selects your exact room closer to sailing. Many people receive excellent upgrades this way, but it's important to understand the trade-off. You lose control over where your cabin is located. If location matters to you, spending a little extra to pick your own cabin is often worth it. Now that you've selected your perfect cabin, let's move on to another topic that confuses many first-time cruisers: cruise add-ons. One of the biggest surprises people experience after booking their cruise is realizing the cruise fare doesn't include everything. The good news is that your room, most meals, entertainment, pools, shows, and transportation between ports are already included. The challenge is deciding which optional extras actually make sense for your vacation and which ones you can safely skip. Let's begin with one of the most talked about purchases: the drink package. Every cruise line handles drink packages a little differently, but the biggest thing you need to know is this. On most mainstream cruise lines, if one adult in the cabin purchases the unlimited alcoholic drink package, every other adult of legal drinking age staying in that same cabin is generally required to purchase it as well. This policy is designed to prevent one person from sharing drinks with everyone else in the room. That doesn't automatically mean the drink package isn't worth it. It simply means you should calculate the cost before purchasing. Think honestly about your vacation habits. Maybe you enjoy specialty coffees every morning, bottled water throughout the day, several sodas, a few frozen drinks by the pool, wine with dinner, and a cocktail while watching the evening entertainment. Suddenly, those individual purchases can add up quickly. On the other hand, if you only drink 1 or 2 alcoholic beverages each day, paying individually will almost always be cheaper. One mistake many first-time cruisers make is waiting until they board the ship to purchase a drink package. Cruise lines frequently offer pre-cruise sales through their online cruise planner, and it's not uncommon to save 20 to 40% by purchasing before embarkation day. Even if you aren't completely sure yet, many cruise lines allow you to cancel and rebook if the price drops before your cruise. That's one of the easiest ways to save money. The next add-on is Wi-Fi. Years ago, cruise internet was painfully slow. Thankfully, that's changed dramatically. Many newer ships now offer internet that's fast enough for streaming videos, making video calls, and working remotely. But that convenience comes at a cost. Ask yourself whether you truly need internet during your vacation. If you're hoping to disconnect and relax, skipping Wi-Fi could actually help you enjoy your cruise even more. If you need to check emails, stay in touch with family, or post photos to social media every day, then purchasing an internet package beforehand usually saves money compared to buying on board. Specialty dining is another popular upgrade. Every cruise line already includes complimentary dining through the buffet, main dining room, and various casual restaurants. You can absolutely have an amazing vacation without spending another dollar on food. However, specialty restaurants often provide a more intimate atmosphere, elevated service, and unique menus. Whether it's a premium steakhouse, hibachi grill, Italian restaurant, seafood venue, or upscale French cuisine, these restaurants can make a birthday, anniversary, or special evening even more memorable. Excursion packages are another area where first-time cruisers often overspend. The cruise line's excursions are convenient because transportation is arranged for you, and if a cruise-sponsored excursion is delayed, the ship will wait. That's a huge advantage. That said, independent tour operators are often significantly less expensive while providing very similar experiences. The key is doing your homework, reading reviews, and making absolutely certain you'll return to the ship well before the all-aboard time. The ship will not wait for independent excursions that return late. Photo packages are another optional purchase you'll encounter throughout your cruise. Professional photographers are stationed around the ship every evening and at many ports. If you enjoy family portraits or celebrating special occasions, these can be wonderful keepsakes. If not, don't feel pressured to buy them. You're welcome to stop for photos without any obligation to purchase afterward. Spa packages, thermal suites, behind-the-scenes tours, escape rooms, go-karts, laser tag, and other attractions are also available on many ships. None of these are necessary to have an incredible vacation. Think of them as enhancements rather than requirements. Focus your budget on the experiences you'll genuinely enjoy instead of trying to do everything simply because it's offered. Perhaps the most important advice I can give is this: don't let social media convince you that you need every upgrade. Some of the best cruises I've ever taken were the simplest ones. Great company, beautiful destinations, good food, and time away from everyday life are what make cruising special, not how many packages you purchase before boarding. At this point, you've chosen the right cruise line, selected the perfect ship, booked a cabin that fits both your budget and your travel style, and decided which optional purchases are actually worth your money. The excitement is really starting to build, because your cruise is finally beginning to feel real. But before you can step on board, there's still one important step left. At this point, your cruise is officially booked. You've picked the cruise line that fits your travel style, chosen the right ship, selected the perfect cabin, and decided which add-ons are worth your money. Now comes the fun part: getting ready for your vacation. While embarkation day is exciting, it's also where many first-time cruisers make simple mistakes that can cause unnecessary stress. The good news is that with just a little preparation, boarding day can be one of the easiest parts of your entire vacation. Let's start with what is probably the most important thing you can pack: your travel documents. Before you leave for the cruise terminal, double-check that you have everything you need. Depending on your itinerary, this may include a passport or other accepted travel document, your boarding pass, luggage tags if you've printed them at home, a government-issued photo ID when applicable, and any other documents required by your cruise line. It's a good habit to keep all of these together in a travel folder or organizer, so you're not digging through bags at the terminal. One of the biggest mistakes first-time cruisers make is packing everything into their checked luggage. Remember, when you arrive at the cruise terminal, your large suitcases will usually be handed over to the porters before you even enter the building. Those bags are delivered to your cabin later in the afternoon, and sometimes it may take several hours. That means anything you need during those first few hours on board should stay with you in a carry-on bag. It should include medications, travel documents, wallets, phones, chargers, sunglasses, sunscreen, valuables, and anything else you can't afford to be without. I also recommend packing a swimsuit if you want to enjoy the pools or water slides right away. Many people don't realize their luggage won't be waiting outside their cabin door when they board, and they end up watching everyone else enjoy the pool while they wait for their bags to arrive. When it comes to clothing, remember that cruises are generally much more casual than they used to be. During the day, comfortable shorts, t-shirts, swimsuits, and sandals are perfectly appropriate around the ship. Evenings vary depending on the cruise line and restaurant, but for most nights, a nice polo shirt, button-up, sundress, or casual dress clothes are more than enough. Some cruises still offer optional formal or elegant evenings, and if dressing up sounds fun, go for it. If not, you'll usually find alternative dining options where formal attire isn't expected. An item I recommend bringing on every cruise is a lightweight jacket or sweatshirt. Even in the Caribbean, outdoor decks can become surprisingly windy at night, and indoor public areas sometimes feel cool because of the air conditioning. Having one extra layer can make evening strolls around the ship much more comfortable. There are also a few inexpensive items that can make your cabin much more functional. Magnetic hooks are one of the best cruise purchases you can make. Because the cabin walls are metal, they give you extra places to hang hats, backpacks, swimsuits, or lanyards without taking up valuable closet space. A European power adapter can also be useful since many cruise cabins include European outlets in addition to standard American ones. A small rechargeable fan is another favorite among experienced cruisers because it improves airflow in the cabin and provides some white noise while you sleep. Packing cubes are another simple item that can completely change how organized your cabin feels. Cruise cabins are efficient, but they aren't huge. Keeping everyone's clothes organized instead of digging through suitcases every morning saves time and reduces clutter throughout your vacation. Now let's talk about embarkation day itself. If this is your first cruise, the terminal process can seem intimidating, but it's actually very organized. Before arriving, you'll typically complete online check-in through the cruise line's app or website. During check-in, you'll upload identification information, select an arrival time, and often complete health questionnaires if required. Arriving during your assigned time helps keep the boarding process moving efficiently. Once you arrive at the terminal, you'll hand your checked luggage to the porters, proceed through security, check in with the cruise line, and wait for your boarding group to be called. Depending on your loyalty status, cabin category, or whether you've purchased priority boarding, your experience may vary slightly, but for most guests, the process is surprisingly straightforward. The moment you step onto the ship is one you'll probably remember for a long time. Crew members welcome you aboard, music is playing, everyone is smiling, and suddenly months of planning become reality. Before you immediately head for the buffet with everyone else, there are a few things I recommend doing. First, switch your phone to airplane mode if you're sailing internationally. This is extremely important. Accidentally connecting to cellular service at sea can result in expensive roaming charges. If you've purchased the ship's Wi-Fi, connect to that instead. Next, take a few minutes to familiarize yourself with the ship. Walk around, locate your dining room, theater, pools, guest services, and maybe grab a deck plan from the app. Spending 15 or 20 minutes learning the layout will save you a lot of time during the rest of the cruise. If your cabin is ready, unpack as soon as your luggage arrives. It may not sound exciting, but getting organized early means you won't be living out of suitcases for the next week. Once everything has a place, you can truly begin relaxing. One thing every passenger is required to attend is the muster drill. Thankfully, the process is much quicker than it used to be. Most cruise lines now allow you to watch the safety video on their app or in your cabin before checking in at your assigned muster station. It only takes a few minutes, but it's an important part of your cruise and should never be skipped. After that, it's officially vacation time. Now let's move on to one of the highlights of almost every cruise: port days. Every destination offers something different, and there really isn't one right way to spend your time ashore. Some people want adventure, others just want to relax on a beautiful beach. The important thing is choosing experiences that fit your interests instead of trying to do everything. Cruise line excursions offer convenience and peace of mind. Transportation is arranged for you, guides are provided, and if the excursion is delayed, the ship will wait because it's a cruise-sponsored tour. This makes them especially appealing for first-time cruisers or anyone visiting a destination they're unfamiliar with. Independent excursions can often save you money, and sometimes offer smaller group sizes or more personalized experiences. If you choose to book independently, always use reputable companies with excellent reviews and give yourself plenty of extra time to return to the ship. The captain is not going to delay departure because someone underestimated traffic or stayed too long at the beach. One of the best pieces of advice I can give is to pay close attention to ship time. Depending on the destination, local time and ship time aren't always the same. Always verify which time the ship is using and plan to be back well before the all-aboard time. Watching the famous pier runners sprinting toward the ship while everyone cheers from the balconies might be entertaining. But you never want to be one of them. When exploring ports, don't feel like you have to spend a fortune. Some of my favorite cruise memories have come from simply walking through local towns, trying regional food, relaxing on a public beach, or finding a quiet cafe overlooking the water. Not every port day needs to be packed with expensive excursions. Bring bottled water, wear sunscreen, and stay aware of your surroundings just like you would anywhere else while traveling. Keep valuables secure, avoid carrying large amounts of cash, and know exactly where you're returning before you leave the ship. If your itinerary includes a private island like Perfect Day at Coco Cay, Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve, Great Stirrup Cay, Disney Castaway Cay, or Lookout Cay, enjoy them. These destinations combine beautiful beaches with the convenience of staying within the cruise line's controlled environment. Food is often included, transportation back to the ship is simple, and they're designed to give guests an easy, relaxing beach day. Eventually, though, every cruise reaches its final morning. While no one likes thinking about the vacation ending, knowing what to expect on disembarkation day can make the process much smoother. A day or two before your cruise ends, you'll receive instructions explaining your disembarkation options. Most cruise lines allow you to either place your luggage outside your cabin the night before for crew members to collect or carry everything off yourself if you prefer to leave earlier. If you choose luggage assistance, make sure anything you'll need the next morning stays with you. That includes medications, travel documents, electronics, chargers, pajamas, a change of clothes if needed, and anything valuable. Once your luggage leaves your cabin the night before, you won't see it again until you're inside the terminal after leaving the ship. On the final morning, you'll usually enjoy one last breakfast before your assigned departure time. Cruise lines stagger disembarkation to keep the process organized, so listen for your luggage group or departure number to be called. Once inside the terminal, you'll collect your luggage if applicable, proceed through customs and immigration if required, and continue to your transportation home. If you're flying, give yourself enough time between the ship's arrival and your flight. Delays can happen because of weather, customs processing, or port operations, so booking an early morning flight can create unnecessary stress. Before leaving the ship, take one last look around. It's amazing how quickly a cruise becomes filled with memories. Maybe it's the server who remembered your favorite drink every evening, the incredible sunset you watched from your balcony, the family trivia competition you unexpectedly won, or the beautiful beach you discovered during a port stop. Those moments are what keep people coming back to cruising again and again. And with that, you've officially reached the end of Cruise University. Let's do one final recap of everything you've learned. You now know how to choose the cruise line that fits your travel style, instead of simply booking the cheapest option. You understand why the ship itself matters just as much as the destination. You know how to choose the right cabin and avoid some of the most common location mistakes. You can confidently decide which cruise add-ons are worth purchasing and which ones you can probably skip. You know exactly what to pack, how embarkation day works, what to expect once you're on board, how to make the most of your time in port, and how to make disembarkation as smooth as possible. Most importantly, you now have the knowledge to avoid many of the mistakes that first-time cruisers make. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you'll step on board with confidence, knowing what to expect every step of the way. I hope this series has helped take some of the mystery out of cruising and made planning your vacation a little easier. If you found Cruise University helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button, subscribe to Adventures Away, and share this video with someone who's thinking about taking their very first cruise. There are always new ships launching, new itineraries to explore, and plenty more cruise tips to share, so be sure to stick around. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you've enjoyed Cruise University, and I hope your next cruise is the best one yet. Until next time, I'm Justin from Adventures Away, and we'll see you in the next adventure.